Hello and welcome back. In the last episode, we made this sculpt of a trim sheet of the wooden textures, and in this episode, we're gonna finish those. What we're gonna do first is add in some details, some ornaments in here in Zbrush, then finish it off with a few more details like wood textures, and then we're gonna go and export this over into Substance Painter where we're actually going to add the colors. So that's the plan for today. Um, for start, let's grab a reference again and see what kind of figures we want to add here. So a few prominent ones is we want this sort of figure and this field, this square. We want a door bit, and yeah, I think we're gonna leave out this one and add another figure there. Oh yeah, we're gonna. I remember. We have four now. Like this one's outdated. Yeah, two of these are gonna remain, like the door bit and this one, and then we're gonna add a few ceiling parts. Yes, over here. Like we're gonna add this part and this part, and then we're gonna add these sort of trims. I'm gonna pick one of these. Yeah, so let's. I guess let's start with these bottom ones. Let's call this layer ornaments. So in preparation, I actually bought a few alpha packs with different ornaments to kind of speed up the process. Okay, so looking at our reference on the side, the wooden bench. Let's pick one. I think I actually already had one in Zbrush. Yeah, I found a few in this pack that I thought were cool. Let's zoom in a bit. So I thought this one was pretty cool. So this one, I think this one's pretty close to this design. But one thing I really want is this fall off. And currently it's really hard edge. So let's edit this off in Photoshop. This one was called 1094. See if this works. Yes. Okay. Open it in this location and drag it into Photoshop. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna select all the white parts, add it to its own layer, and then add a black background layer. So now it's its own thing. Go into the blending options and add a inner glow. Set it to black and normal, so it's actually more of a shadow, and then the edges. Now we increase the fall off. Do we want a choke? Okay, so we're gonna play a little bit with this. I think this will do. So we're gonna save this. Call it the same, _2. Put this on the side, go back into ZBrush. and import it. Okay, where are you? There you are. Let's see if this works. I haven't tried it before, but yeah, that worked. So if I hold this, it's gonna invert it. So a few more changes I want to make to this. For a start, I think I want this to be filled. I like that a bit more. Go in here and kind of decrease the effect. It's a bit too intense. Start again. I'm not sure if this auto updates. Oh, okay. There's some. Oops. Yeah, there we go. There's some anti-aliasing issues. So let's paint those out real quick. There we go. And save it once more. I'm really excited for the part where we can export this into Painter. That's really where it starts to come together, I think. It shouldn't take too long, but we'll see. Yeah, I like that. Let's make it less intense. That looks great. Now, one more thing we need to do is go into Morph Targets and store empty. What this does, it makes a sort of screenshot of what it is right now. And now everything we add after here, there's a specific brush that can erase it back to this state as it is now. And that way we can kind of erase from the layer, sort of. You'll see in a moment what I mean. So we are gonna do that. I have to eyeball it a little bit. I don't think there's a snap feature. Zbrush, okay, that looks good. Now for the next ones. Do I have? Let's do the ceiling first. It's a reminder. This is what the ceiling looks like. So I want something of a flower pattern and then this hollow pattern. So here is a bunch of pretty neat ones that are around. Again, I had tried one more. Zbrush, I think around one. I hadn't. So zoom in a little bit. I don't want a shape that's too flowery, because I noticed that a lot of the ornaments in this building are more geometric than this almost Art Nouveau like. So we want something that's a bit more like this. Let's see. I have a lot of these folders. Let's see if we can quickly find one. It's pretty neat. Doesn't have to be perfect. I think this one's pretty cool. This one as well. This one's actually really neat as well. It's like this text on there. I'm not sure if this is fake text or not, but it sort of looks like the Arabic text that's on a lot of shapes in my reference. So I might come back to that one. What else do we have here? For the center one, let's try this one. Import it. It's an ornaments 1. It's number 63. So it's gonna fit in this square of 4. Oh, there's a slight offset to it. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna make it a little bit more difficult to eyeball. It's almost. Don't know why it's sometimes slanted. Let's make sure it's actually facing us properly. Oh, it's because this angle there. Come on. Circle. I kind of have to worm my way in there, but don't want that. So really careful that this red circle is actually a circle. And also that we're zoomed out enough. Okay, I did not take this into account. Could we? No. A little higher. Okay, that's good. It might be a bit too intense actually. Dang it. Yeah, that's a bit better. So it's a sort of paint that's going to be on there, but I think a little depth would look nice. This is going to take much longer. I'll quickly skip forward till I've got it placed just right. This is OCD is not liking this. That's okay. Sorry. Okay, one sec. I'll skip forward till I place it. All right, I got it. What an annoying shape. It's because of this indent here that makes it really difficult to place. All right, what's the next? Next up, the secondary shape, which is kind of this hollow circle thing. Maybe we could place the one with the text or fake text. I'm not sure if it's an actual language. Where was it? Hmm. It was in this folder. Oh, I might actually have found a cool shape that we want for the door. Do we want that? Yeah, we can try it. 36. Yeah, I quite like it actually. Let's see if we can fit this one in the center. So yeah, at this point I'm not going for a one-to-one accuracy with the reference. Okay, what is important is that this sort of tiles, I think that's good enough. It's quite intense, but we'll remove it later. You'll see how in a moment. Okay, final one. So it's raining. I hope the rain isn't, my camera isn't picking up the rain. No, it isn't. Good. Okay. I'm quickly doing this on the side. Want something that sort of looks nice against this one. Maybe the circle. I feel that, like in general, also with the stone textures I made, I'm going for shapes that are slightly more detailed than the original reference, a little bit smaller, more smaller shapes. So a little bit of consistency, that would be nice. Oh, might be some cool ones in here. It's a bit too flowery. Oh, what is this? That's pretty cool. Oh, this might be what we want. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give that one a try. So import. Put it back on 6. That one a little smaller. Oh, that's not too. I think it's a little too detailed. It's not going to read well. So I'm then going to do a quick search if I have an alternative. Do we see something? Don't think so. Another thing I want to add after this is some corner details. I actually did this on the actual recording. Oh wow, some peacock. Yeah. There's so many cool ones. Could also deviate a little bit from the reference and do something with the shape inside of it. I think I'll pick one of these. Maybe this one. Okay, we can try it, see if it works. Import. Yeah, so I'm not sure, like the lines are a bit too thick compared to the other ornaments. Could try the one we saw earlier, this one. That one's a bit, yeah, too detailed again. Maybe this. No, yeah, what I like about the original reference is that there's it's a bit of a star shape. So maybe it's this one, 2, 3, 1. It's deviating a little bit. But it's sort of cool. Increasing intensity a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And then there's a bunch of shapes around the corners. Let's see if we can find some nice corner ornaments in here. Hope all of this won't take too long. Trying to do this as fast as possible while also finding something that actually is pretty cool. Tried that one. Now it's saving. How about this? Okay, what I want to do is mask out these so I don't paint on them. So usually I would just deselect our groups, but the problem is that it'll also turn off the recording of this layer. So I'm just doing it like this real quick. This is it's fine for now. And then clean up this edge. Increase the intensity. Not too much though. Maybe 10. I'm having this problem again. So the effect I'm thinking of adding, but I'm not sure yet, is obviously this one is kind of carved into the wood, and then this one is kind of like maybe with like some gold leaf or steel plating like etched on top of it. Or maybe or maybe it's just a really thick paint that lays on top of it. Okay, so I do want another shape. Okay, I think I found one. In folder 11. There's a few cool ones, like maybe this. Yeah, I like this one. I'm not too happy about this shape here, so I might come back to that in a moment. So it's kind of difficult to do this because the edges are chipped off. I did not think of that. So, oh, wrong corner. This doesn't have to be perfect, so I shouldn't try to do so. As long as it's sort of okay. It's just a ceiling detail. Maybe we will reuse it for some other parts, but maybe some chests and benches. Nothing. It's not actually tiling, so. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So now to come back to the where's the morph target thing? I think there's a brush called morph MO, and I hope I didn't mess this up. So let's see. Now if I paint over it, yeah, it erases it. Awesome, works. Something, yeah. So it's basically like painting back in the sort of screenshot we took. So that's pretty neat. We're going to use this trick to weather this a bit in a moment. But first, I'm going to use it to replace this shape. Because I think it was still a bit too flowery. So let's quickly find another one. Yeah, I like that one. That's back to the standard brush, import, into folder 15. That was, where are you? 119. Yeah, that one's a lot better. It's to be a bit smaller than the left one. Cool, so that's the bottom row. So now remove the mask. We're going to take our Morph Target, add a texture. Don't have any like nice textures, honestly. I think this one will do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it from the chipped edges. Because obviously you wouldn't expect it there. These are damaged edges. Trying to not overdo it. Don't want to have these like perfect shapes. This is perfect to cut off. So I was planning on tiling this one, so that's going to be a thing. I hope this is not going to mess it up too much. Don't think it's going to be a big issue, but we'll see. You can always come back and change this stuff. It's all in layers. Oh, I noticed some ugly lines. I might, yeah, get rid of those off camera. Some artifacts from the alpha, I think. Yeah. First, fix this. Going over this, let's increase the intensity a bit. Voila. Alright, almost done. think that's all of it. Yeah. So now I'm gonna save it, because the next step is gonna be a little bit more destructive. Because now we're gonna weather it, basically chip away at the shapes. Like that. Decrease the intensity a bit. You would expect a bit of damage here. That. Don't want to overdo it. So yeah, try to be controlled about it. Think about what parts would get damaged the most. And I think it's mainly these corner parts that would suffer a bit. Like the edges of things. This is where it would chip down the fastest. Yeah, that's I like that. This one is a bit more. This one's different because it's etched into the wood. What is? I really wonder what's causing these artifacts. Oh, they're not artifacts. It's the wood texture that's showing through. So if I would morph this stuff, it would kind of raise the indents a bit. Oh, we could kind of use it to create this effect of dirt buildup and stuff. Again, I don't want to overdo this too much. This is something that we could do in Painter. Yeah, so I don't think that's quite what I want. Maybe a bit. So what I think I'm gonna do here, you know what, we're gonna leave this. We're gonna damage this at a later stage by just like adding little cuts in here. I think that's it for the bottom row. So now time for the next trim. So these bottom ones were definitely the most detailed ones. Oh, actually there's one more, and that's the ceiling bit. So let's do that next. This one. Select that subtool, add a new layer, call it ornaments again. So first thing I'm going to do is mask out this part, because it's going to get a different shape. So I'm not going to stamp this in. I have some ornament brushes that I'm going to use for this. Let's see, where are they? Which one do I want to use? So like, these are the brushes I have. I'm going to keep this off screen for a moment and think. I want to do something like this, but then probably with the color intensity of a more wooden texture. And then I think I'll try that brush. Let's just try some stuff. So we're gonna load the brush. Let's see, where's the brush folder? We want number 10. So for this, you press down, hold shift, let go, shift, and let go of the brush. Do I like that? I think I do actually. So here are some alternatives. We could try let's see which one is brush number 14. That one's also really cool. It's a bit different from the reference, but actually this round shape is gonna come back in the one on top of it. So I think I'm gonna use the other one. Could try number 32. That one looks cool as well. Ooh. This is tough. It's making choices like which one's the coolest. I think this one's, I mean, the other one is really pretty. This one just feels like it fits the theme a little better. This one doesn't feel as carved. This one feels almost like it's embroidered in there. This one as well. Oh, it's saving. No, yeah, I'm gonna go with the first one. Intensity of 3. So it really has to be subtle. And I think I accidentally put it in just the right spot. Yeah, almost. Oh, how did I do that the first time? Alright, I'll cut it to the moment where I got it just right. But I think I got it. Yeah, I'll leave it like this. Next up, we want some sort of figure on here. Let's remove the mask. So there's going to be a little vertical band here, as you can see here. And then I think I'm just going to add a few obscure like ornaments here, a few random ones. Let's see what we have. Nothing too intense. Something like this, maybe. Kind of want just this figure alone. See if we can do that. Just standard brush. Import ornaments 1. Don't know why it puts 1 at the end. So if I would drag this, okay, it'll do that. So what I'm gonna do, let's see if this works. I'm gonna mask out this bit, invert it, and then just sneakily try to add it in. Ah, that works. Okay, cool. Decrease the intensity a bit. Almost. It's a bit too low. A little lower. Come on. There's always every pixel matters, it seems. Okay. Do it like that. I have to move it backwards a little bit. There we go. Now, a couple small ones in the back. Let's try this one. There's a party downstairs, so I hope that's not being picked up. No, it isn't good. So there's this little ornate shape actually on the real life beam. So let's see if I can find something that's fairly quick to add and adds like a bunch of detail there, like in one go. Yeah, maybe something like this. All right. So I think I'm gonna move this one backwards a bit again, and then add. I think I'm gonna do. Let's show you. I want some sort of shape here, like this. No, actually, so you're gonna have these two stripes here. Then I want some sort of shape like this, and then I have this thing over there. Yeah. So I'm gonna grab the morph. Erase this back to standard. Grab our first drag and then this boy. Add a little mask and invert it, and then let's try this again. There we go, that went a lot faster. Let's see, it's not too tense. Well, we could always, I don't want to redo it. Just grab a morph, increase it a bit like that. Yeah. Let's find our corner pieces. And I think that's most of it. I don't think there's many more shapes you need to add ornaments to. I think after this we can add a little bit of weathering, which is not that much honestly. And then I'm gonna continue in substance. Keep pressing the wrong window. No. Nothing there. Could do something like this as well. I'm gonna do first actually is grab our standard brush. Maybe our clay buildup. add a little now what actually if I grab this with an alpha that? Nah, we want different pacing then. I think it's under brush. I don't want to mess up my custom brushes. Let's grab our standard and no, that's doesn't work. Can I undo? Thank you. Could also just make our own alpha for this bit. Combine it with the. Oh wow, that was actually another alpha of this thing. I didn't have to do so difficult. Yeah, so a cool one. Good try. 57. Let's see what happens if I add something like this. Not, none of these are actually centered correctly. It's a bit annoying to work with. Wait, let me try something. If we just quickly make our own alpha. Something like that maybe. Could also add a different shape. Something like that. Let's try that. Let's be lazy. will this work? It sort of works. Let's look at the reference once more. Let's refine the edges a little bit more. I think that's close enough. I'm not sure if we want to add more. I don't think so. I think we might want to. I'm going to make a final edit. Move this over. Stretch this. All right, I'm fairly happy with that. Something we could do. Oh. Freehand, normal alpha. We could round this off. Oh, what have I done? Oh, okay. Make it look a bit like a steel bar. Now there's a you have the chisel brush. Yeah, if I invert it, it makes a shape like that. Not even sure if this is a good idea, honestly. Probably not. Nah, let's Okay, I don't want to get too bogged down just a random detail. But here we are, keep trying. Let's leave it for now. All right, save it once more. Almost done. I think the other ones are gonna remain fairly clean. So we have the steel one on top, then the clean. Oh yeah, we still need to add these ornaments. But first, let's alter these ornaments a little bit. Just a little bit of weathering. Something like that. Let's make sure to remove these chiseled edges. And okay, I don't want to add too much weathering to this one because I'm going to repeat this shape a lot. And that means that it's also going to repeat the imperfections. There we go. I'll save for this one. And I'm going to add some more shapes on top of here, and then thinking of just skipping ahead because it's getting a little repetitive. So again, for this one layer, ornaments. I had this cool idea. First of all, let's make new morph targets for this shape. You have to do it for every shape. Grab the standard brush again, drag the back. I made a alpha of this little star shape, which I think is pretty cool. If you make that like a metal, it sticks out. It's not 100% accurate, so in the reference, you have these circular, these spherical things sticking out. And then little painting around it. So I'm thinking, what do we want to do? I think I'm gonna just stick to this shape. Oh, inverting is not quite what I want. these brushes have this offset. It's never quite being placed where you think it's gonna. Cool. And now we want a little shape in here. So the original reference has this detailed red line as well on the outside. I think it's a little too difficult for me to do in here. Maybe I'll figure something out in Painter to do it procedurally, but don't think I'm gonna go into that much detail here in Zbrush. So I just want one final shape that neatly fits in there. Let's quickly find something. Maybe something like this. I'm looking for a rectangular shape. Not a square or a circle, more something like this. Sure, there's something in here. Yeah, like there's a bunch. What do we have? We have a few that's not too flowery again. A lot of these are very Art Nouveau or Deco. No, Nouveau I meant, yeah. Maybe one of these. Oh, it's a combination. Yeah, we could try the center one. Ooh. That's neat. Hmm. Come on, don't make the final shape too difficult to find. That's just more flowers. Nope. Maybe something like this. It could work out. Let's try that one. Folder 3. Let's make it so we can only work within this little shape. Oh. Is that all of them? I think so, yeah. Come on, why is it so difficult suddenly to zoom out? Invert. Obviously make this a lot less intense. Maybe 6. Come on. I don't want to redo this too many times. Okay, that's sort of nice. Almost. Oh, so close, but it's kind of tilted. And then maybe something else for in the center. I like this one. Let's try that one. 2, 4, 1. So this stage is taking a little longer than I expected, but I hope you guys don't mind. Well, if you do, you can just skip forward. It's video. But got a little bit more tedious than I had hoped. Okay, I think I got it. Is that nice? I think it's all right. Oh, I have an idea actually. What we could do. Let's grab the first one. Grab the morph brush. I'm gonna erase out the center. I'm gonna grab the mask. and deselect these edges. And now take that other shape. Could even take one of these. Maybe this one even. Okay, let's try and fit this in there. Come on, the final one. Work with me. All right, I think I'll leave it at that. Or will I? No. There was a clear difference between left and right. I didn't quite like that. This is it, okay. So I'm gonna remove these to minimize the differences. And okay, that's done. So now, okay, first save it again. Always save your work. So now what I'm gonna do is add some imperfections, some texture. And I was looking for some height maps of wood. They're pretty expensive, so I'm gonna try and make my own real quick in Photoshop. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we'll see. So what I did was I took a photo from textures.com. It's like filled the screen with it, make it black and white, increase the values a bit. Oh, come on. So I don't want too much of the color information, I just want these perfections. I'll delete these, merge everything, and then I will go to filter 3D and make a bump map. It's an old way of adding normal information, and this will basically turn it into a height map. Yeah, I think I like that. So we could let's smaller, make this window smaller. Could play with this. This makes it a bit sharper. Don't really want any blur. Okay, I like that. Cool. Something I might want to do is do this to make sure there's nothing outside of the screen. Let's try it again. Filter, pick the bump. Yeah, now you don't have these blurry edges. Now I'm going over it again with play a little bit with the layers. Cool. Let's do I want this now? Whatever. Let's save this and see if this works. I have no clue. Maybe this will not work. Height. Take our standard and our height. So the focal length back to 0. That kind of blurs out the the edges around the mask. Then that might actually work. So it's a really quick and dirty way of doing it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is make another layer. I'm gonna call it detail. You know what? Let's also make a new morph target in case we want to erase it. And let's add that. Awesome. This actually works. Something we might want to do is, I think the resolution is a little low, so go to image, UE4. Image size 2/8 again. Set this to preserve details with enlargement. Maybe add a filter, sharpen. Boost the contrast a bit. There. It's not the perfect way. I grabbed one of the free textures of textures.com because I don't have an account there. So that's why the resolution is a little low. It's also inverted. Or actually, never mind. Doesn't matter. The only difference is now I have to hold Control. So this effect is obviously a bit too strong, so let's decrease it to 5 maybe. It's a bit better. We'll flip it to prevent repetition. Then I grab our morph brush, and kind of erase it a bit. Especially around the edges. Let's grab another one. I think this brush actually works for most of these. Let's use this one as well. Add layer, call it detail again. Make a new morph target. Select the brush. And select the morph. And erase it to kind of, yeah, get rid of the repetition, also make it not too intense. Voila. Next one. Subtool. Layers. Can detail. So do morph target here. I want a new one. Let's delete morph target. Okay, and then make a new one. I think this is still the old one, yeah. If I grab this layer, I forgot to do this actually. Just like erase it a little bit. I'm not gonna touch the stars because they're actually gonna be metal in my case. Okay, good. Let's record again. Delete the morph target, make a new one. Now for this morph target, it's really important that we erase it in the the metal bits. So obviously you don't have wood grain on metal items. Now lower the opacity of this brush and kind of go over the wood as well. Okay, so it's kind of nice. Next one. Let's see if we can speed this up. Take the morph, gently go over it. Next one. I could make more brushes. This sort of, yeah, it works. I will make a new one actually for the next one underneath here, because this is a very different kind of wood. This one we already did. So go to the last one, subtool. Morph Target, make a new one, layer, a new one. Select our standard brush. This one's vertical. Can't even see it here. Resolution is a little too low actually, but I don't want to raise it too much because my laptop cannot handle like baking tens of millions of polys. Besides, this is gonna be cropped down to like a 512 texture, so you're not gonna notice it too much. Morph it a bit. Right, so now the rougher wood. Let's see if I can quickly find a different texture. You could go to textures.com again. Found this one earlier, but I don't want planks in my wood. If you search them like rough, and I want photo textures. Oh my, we're already almost 2 hours in. Did not intend that. Okay. This is a pretty nice one. Let's grab. Okay, now we're out of credits. Doesn't matter. That's all we need really. A new texture. Something like that. Merge the whole thing. With the stamp tool, I'm quickly gonna get rid of some hard edges here. There we go. Next thing we're gonna do is move the color, add a levels node, increase the contrast a bit. Also add a curve, so it's prioritizing really dark spots more. Now we're gonna take all of these, apply our bump map. That looks good to me. I'm gonna invert it actually. Oh, never mind. It's actually it's good. So the white parts. Just a little bit. Get our sharpen again because we up rested it a bit. Sharpen. There we go. Save it. Voila, it can be really quick. Go to our the subtool, add a detail layer. Morph Targets, yes. Import our new alpha. Let's see how this one looks like. First intensity. Oh, this actually works. I'm a little surprised. You know what? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say we might not need the sharpening. It looks a little noisy. That's also just a side effect of the, what you call it, the resolution of the mesh. Morph brush. Let's erase some parts. Now we're pretty much done. There's one more thing I want to do. And with the chisel brush, I'd like to. Okay, maybe not with the chisel brush. Clear buildup. Add a few splinters. Oh. Like that. Not too many. This is it's gonna take 5 minutes most. Subtool. This one. Another layer. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter the name. There to be a little bit more of an imperfection here. We could do this, keep it easier. Okay, I think that's enough. hope that's not too damaged. That's kind of cool. And then finally, this needs a little bit more weathering, I think. And then we're done. Just hitting it a bit with this brush. Oh, it works surprisingly well. Not too large a brush, shouldn't get too ambitious. Yeah, almost done. Could even do one of these. No. I'm gonna take the morph brush, kind of bring back parts I think I overdid. It's a normal brush actually. And finally, add some imperfections to these edges. It just looks a little bit more used believable now. It's not as perfect. Okay. I think this is good enough. Shouldn't overdo it. It's a lot of fun adding these imperfections. Makes it a lot more believable. But if you overdo it, kind of lose your shape. Let's bring back this little arrow a bit. And yeah, I think that's that one. Yeah, like a little. A few sharp lines here. Works actually this works pretty good. Add some nice detail by like scratching these inner parts. Oops. Okay. I want to add anything else here. I think I want to wrap it up here. It took a little longer than expected. I hoped the detailing would be like a quick thing, but it's recording is already 2 hours in, so I think I'm gonna save the texturing part for the next video. Good news is, right at the start of the next video, we can just jump straight into it, because this is all done now. Regardless, I do hope you enjoyed watching this process of me finalizing the shape, like adding details to the model. This is, I don't know, I'm really new to Zbrush still, so learning a lot. But yeah, I'm surprised. This is a lot of fun. It's definitely something I can recommend. Something I will do more, definitely, making textures like this, maybe some more models as well in Zbrush. And yeah, with that, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Here's the end results. As I said before, in the next video we're going to take this, bake it down, and start coloring it. I hope I'll see you in the next video, and yeah.